Am I live? I think I'm live. I'm live. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos. I wanted to make a morning video here. I will have to be going to work today and leaving here shortly, but I just wanted to come on here and let everybody know that the greatest wealth transfer in history might be taking place on this bear market. I know the stock market opened up down about 1,500 points today. I have a feeling that the market will probably be shut down from time to time today if selling continues to go on. And I also just wanted to remind people that cryptocurrencies do not have a plunge protection team, and we see how much they're down today. However, the good news is I believe we're getting near that base that I talked about where the hodlers are going to hold, and you're going to see the currency market stop receding in price. Um, I know originally I think it's about 130 billion. It might actually be a little bit higher than that now, since that 130 billion basement was a year and a half ago. I think more hodlers have gained more positions in there. I'm thinking it's probably more around the 150 billion, maybe even 160 billion. I think we're going to be pretty close to the bottom here. And if you've got money on the sidelines waiting, once you see the cryptocurrency market start to flip, it's going to be time to invest in, not financial advice, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Um, the coronavirus scare that's out there right now will come to an end, but it's going to hurt the stock market immediately, and it's going to hurt it on down the road as well, because you're going to have a lot of loss of income, jobs. We're just not going to have products. I mentioned all this in the prior videos. If you are not up to speed on the reasons why, it seems pretty obvious, though, that the supply chain being cut is going to slow down everything. Um, the other thing that I'd like to see the government do is step in here and pretty much try to nip this thing in the bud the best they can. There's two scenarios that can happen. We could just get lucky and the coronavirus won't spread and cause that much damage. Or we could have a worst case scenario like what's happening in Italy, where they've got thousands of people coming into the hospital daily and they just don't have rooms for the people, and they have to decide which people are going to let live and which ones are going to let die. Probably the ones that don't have any type of I guess the ones with the best chances of survival, the younger, the stronger, the ones without pre-existing conditions, the ones that aren't too far gone into the coronavirus sickness are the ones they might try to save. And when you've got thousands of patients in your waiting outside your hospital to get in, and you've got 5 beds available or no beds available, and you got to make space for some people, but you know they've got tough decisions to make, and I don't want to see that happen in America. And they're saying, according to the chart of the exponential growth, where I was talking about in past videos again, how this virus just kind of grows gradually, but it doubles. And when you have the same philosophy of that penny a day doubling by the end of the month, is when it shoots straight up. Now, America is starting to get to the incline point, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to shoot straight up. And they're saying in about a week to 10 days. I think the government was smart. They nipped this in the bud right now. And I know the NBA season has been canceled for the year. They're going to do the NCAA basketball tournament, but without fans in the stadiums. I believe that they should just go ahead and shut down schools for 2 weeks. Just pretty much do, I hate to say a quarantine or a lockdown, but pretty much a self quarantine or self lockdown. Just pretty much close things down, except for restaurants and except for grocery stores and maybe doctors' offices, things like that that people might need if they don't have food or they're ill or whatever and need to get some help. Other than that, though, I think that would be the smartest move if you're a business owner. um, and you can afford to be closed for a couple of weeks, that will at least stop the spread from happening so quickly, which means that hospitals won't get overrun and overwhelmed. And that's where the deaths come in, is when, if it's a steady flow where people are coming in and people are leaving because they're getting better and the doctors and nurses aren't getting sick, it's not as big of a deal. Of course, it's a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal as if you've got thousands of people trying to get into the hospital and you just can't help them. And now your staff is all getting sick. That's when the large number of deaths are going to occur. So um, that would just be my recommendation. You got a lot of things going on also, with oil, with Russia. They had a big meeting, Saudi Arabia, both deciding they're not going to slow production of oil. We got oil in the $30 per barrel range. We've got America's fracking industry, which has a lot of high paying jobs. It's going to come under a lot of pressure. I think we're going to see the stock market continue to get blasted downward for weeks to come. However, we're going to see, I'm looking at the market open here. We've got gold is even down $50 today. I'm going to imagine silver's down as well. It's just going to be a mass sell off of everything until a certain time comes. And I think we're going to see, like I said, the crypto market hit the floor. And when it levels off and people notice it level off, and then when a little bit of money starts to go in there, people notice that it's not going down, people might start putting a little bit of money in there. If cryptos actually start to go up while everything else is still going down, you're going to see the people that have lost money try to gain some of their money back by putting it into something that's positive. And with a small market cap, we could see cryptos blast off. But good morning, everybody who's on here. I know I don't usually make videos this time, but I just wanted to tell people not to panic too much. I hope everybody did buy a few extra groceries like I recommended. Got a few extra supplies on hand just in case restaurants and things are shut down and people panic, buy all the food out of the stores, that you'll have some food to fall back on. But I do believe that America does produce a lot of food. We have a lot of farms, a lot of grain, a lot of corn, a lot of beef, cattle, uh, chicken farms. So we do have food here in America. Now, we may not have the availability of as many different types of um, foods that come in from overseas, and different, maybe, you know, the variety might shrink, but I think we'll still be okay with food. I don't think I would worry about starving at this point unless something else dramatic happens. But one other thing I want to mention here, I do believe that the deep state is really putting the screws to Trump here. They're trying to get him out, whether you like Trump or not. These people are evil. They don't they don't want him in there anymore. And the only thing that worries me a little bit is they might be holding something else over his head right now. Maybe this coronavirus is just a taste of what they have in store if if Trump doesn't play ball with them. But overall, I don't think that globalism is going to succeed. We've already seen what the lack of the supply chain just from China, how it's going to affect America. Actually, we haven't even seen it yet because the last of the supplies are still on the shelf. But once they're gone, people are going to realize that we need to be a little bit more nationalistic. We need to start producing more things in America, and it's safer for everybody. Even nationalized, not just as a country, but even as areas of the countries or counties or state by state producing things. More like a farmer market type of deals where you've got people supplying things for the people in the local area. Um, I hope this help does away with some of these big companies that control everything, because now we realize how vulnerable we are. What happens if one of these companies, something happens? They get contaminated with something, or get blown up, or somebody, vigilante group, decides that they don't want this group to succeed anymore, and they start shooting up these places or whatever. Then supply chains get cut, and if there's only one person that supplies things, it's not healthy for the rest of the people. So guys, God bless. Hang in there. This is going to come to an end. Um, I hope sooner than later, but we got to be smart about this in America. We got to start just quarantining a little bit and staying out of the public as much as we can. Even if you don't feel sick, you don't want to just be a carrier and even spread it to people. If you know, just we nip this in the bud now, it'll be a tough, you know, 3, 4 weeks. But if we can get it under control, now is the time to do it. All right. Love y'all. God bless. Kisses, hugs for all the wives, girlfriends, pet to pets, and all that good stuff. God bless y'all. Joe Knows Crypto signing off. Get ready, guys, for crypto market to hit the floor here. It's not far away from it now. There might be a little bit more to give, but there's not much. Once that levels out, once you see it start to turn, it can really move fast. All right. It can really move fast. If you got your money on the sidelines, get ready to hop in there. There's going to be buying opportunities for people. You just got to know when to get in and what to get into. And I'm going to basically recommend Bitcoin is going to be the one that's going to initially be the one that's going to benefit from this. All right. Guys, love you all. Peace out.